So shall I just chat here?
Sure.
That would be good. Thank you. Okay. First of all, welcome, everyone. We're thrilled that you're here. I've been doing this now since, gosh, last January, so it's been a year that I've been doing house concerts here. And I'm now doing them twice a month.
Wow.
And open dates are on my website. I do have my new business cards here, so please feel free to take one. It has my email address, my website, and my phone number. So yeah, if you would like an open date, please contact me and we can probably fit you in. Secondly, I also am now doing expressive arts classes here. If you look around the room, these are my paintings mostly. And expressive arts isn't about painting. It's about using writing and singing and instrumentation and journaling, painting, drawing, sculpting, all of it, to learn more about problems that you might be facing in your life, blocks that you might have inside. And so what I do is I clear this space out even more, twice a month for that. And I have a different theme every month. So if you're interested in taking my art classes with me and want to know more about that, that's on the website too. Is there anything else? Oh, the way that tonight will work is Nancy and Harry will start out performing for about 40 minutes or so. And then we take a break. We've got food out already, but we've got lots more. And we just kind of mingle and eat and drink, and you can step outside and whatever you want to do. And then we'll come back for the raffle. And we've got some really cool gifts to give away for the raffle. I think we have 4 different gifts tonight, so 4 raffles. Oh, and I'll need someone to pass out tickets during the break too. Is there anyone who might volunteer to make sure everybody's got a ticket for the raffle? Thank you. Thank you. Because I get busy putting all the food out. And then we come back and we'll have another 30 minutes of music.
Okay.
So
Good.
that's how it goes. So.
And where's the can?
Oh, yes. Oh, I did want to mention that too. If you have not already put your money in for the show, that's what this is for. And also, I do have a jar on the table in the back there. If you want to contribute, you know, just a little bit toward the house, it helps me pay for paper goods and all the kinds of, you know, little things I need to do to keep this concert series going. So you can do that during the break, and I really would appreciate that too. But this all goes to the artist, except for the change, because that's my laundry. Can't take that.
I'll put some change in there for you.
So quarters.
So
Okay.
what are you charging tonight? I forgot.
$10.
$10?
$10.
That's pretty cheap for these guys.
Well, thank you, Alan.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind if you
cheap
had
guys.
more.
Okay, so that's right here. Sure.
What's that, 2 Lincolns?
Is there anyone that wants to pop
2
in
Lincolns.
now?
So third
So when there's more of fully Mr. Lincoln to play,
There's more Lincolns involved.
it's a Lincoln each, right?
We're a third of the Lincolns.
So it's right here, you know, for anyone who has not put in their contributions. So I have to say that I didn't even know who Folding Mr. Lincoln was for the longest time. I knew of you, and I had heard you at different venues like the Game and little places like that that we both had played at. So I really have yet to see Folding Mr. Lincoln, and I need to, and I shall.
You do need to.
Yes, I do. But so happy that you're here to perform for us.
We're happy to be here. Thank you for
Happy to be
hosting
here.
us.
Thank you so much.
So we're going to let you get started.
Okay.
Welcome.
Well, thanks everybody, and thanks Brenda. This is really a treat for us. We're going to play a song, and then we're going to kind of maybe talk a little bit, and we'll warm up with the song, and then we're going to kind of take you a little bit on a little Harry and Nancy voyage tonight through some of our songs and some of the songs of others that we play, and we'll go from there. So this first song is called Within My Reach.
This is not going to work.
I can't wear it.
But it looks so nice. It looks really nice. lines for a while.
You beat the drum with it.
So this was the title track off of a record, our first record that we did a couple years back, 2009. So it's 2 years old now. In fact, the CDs were delivered to our house on Christmas Eve, 2008. So it was a good way to end one year and start another. So this is called Within My Reach, and it's a song about making little changes in life.
To the horizon, I may not be heard often aloud, but I can change the world. I can change the world. Within my reach, within my reach, within my reach.
We're going to make some lighting adjustments.
A lot of you know Nancy and I, and maybe know our story or have heard a little bit about it, but we met a long, long time ago, 1973, in Orange County, and a mutual friend. We met through music. There was a group of us that would get together and play music. So I met Nancy playing music. We were married in 1977, and at that time, for a few years, we were an acoustic duo, and we would perform. I wrote songs back then in my 20s, but they stunk. And,
They were good then.
I didn't know what I was
They were
talking
really
about.
good.
Some people aren't sure if I know what I'm talking about these days, but nonetheless, we performed as an acoustic duo. We did weddings and little receptions and things like that. There wasn't a big coffee house kind of scene in Orange County back then, so we didn't do much of that. But yeah, for about 3 or 4 years, we played out a few times a year, and I was playing in some other bands and blues bands and rock and roll bands and things like that. But and then we had children and careers and things just sort of priorities occurred, and we took a very long break from performing, though we played at home with our children and friends and things like that. It wasn't until 2006 we decided that we would like to kind of venture back out into the music scene. We were living here in San Diego, and we're going to shows and seeing people at open mics, and we're kind of getting this sort of interest again. Yeah, the bug was kind of creeping in, and so we started writing songs and practicing and getting out a little more, and so that's sort of our story. We were at the Shakespeare Pub in kind of Lower Mission Hills, and we're getting all excited about maybe this band, and it was Nancy and Nancy's brother Mark and myself, and you know, it was lunch, and there a few Guinnesses had been consumed.
A few.
And so right as the waitress was bringing back my change, Nancy says, "Okay, well, what are we going to call this band?" And I was folding a $5 bill and putting it in my wallet, and Mr. Guinness was speaking, and I said, "Well, how about if we call it Folding Mr. Lincoln?" And Mark and Nancy and I just laughed, and we thought that was really funny. And
but we need a real name.
Nancy and I swore we would really think of a band name, and lo and behold, that one just sort of stuck. We kept referring to the band as Folding Mr. Lincoln, and so we sort of started out as a duo. So what you're hearing tonight is Folding Mr. Lincoln Light, kind of like Coors Light.
Yes.
Because now Folding Mr. Lincoln is a 6-piece band, and we're having a lot of fun with some very fine musicians. But Nancy and I still get out as a duo and enjoy that very much too. So this next song is called Sunday Morning, and it's a little love song that's sort of about the notion of regardless of how long you've been together, it's always good to revisit your love for one another. Hey, Sunday morning, I'll get the car, we'll go for a ride, no better way to begin. Yeah, Sunday morning we'll be sitting side by side, falling in love again.
Well, Sunday morning we're just two kids at play, a young couple holding hands. Well, Sunday morning and the sun's out today,
Falling in love again. With all those years now way behind us, with all those ins and outs of styles, we've come full circle here this morning. Two old friends and Sunday smile. Hey, Sunday morning and we've left the world way behind. Nothing to start, nothing to end. Yeah, Sunday morning, nothing planned and no one assigned. Falling in love again.
hey, Sunday morning we'll let our dreams be our guide, nothing to lose, nothing to win. Hey, Sunday morning and our hearts open wide,
Falling in love again. With all those years that way behind us, we've really rolled away the miles. in college.
Maybe next time.
Hey, Sunday morning I'll get the car and we'll go for a ride. No better way to begin. Hey, Sunday morning we'll be sitting side by side, falling in love again. Falling in love again. Falling in love again.
So Harry and I play at Rebecca's Coffee House on the first
Annie plays there as well.
Sunday of the month, and Annie plays with Sweet Joyce on the third. Thank you. And so we always have a guest with us, and we always have a set list, and we always change it. So I'm always going, okay, are we still with the set list, or are we changing it? Because sometimes he doesn't have to change guitars or capos, but I have to train drums or shakers or whatever I'm using. So are we sticking with the list at this moment?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
I'll let you know at the last minute when we change. So, you know, picture us in the 70s and the music we were playing back then and people we were listening to and people we were trying to sound like and
Joni Mitchell.
write songs like.
Yes.
So, you know, it was a lot of Bob Dylan and Neil Young and Steve Stills and Joni Mitchell, and there's nothing wrong with that. But over the time period that we were not performing music, we continued to search out more contemporary artists. I shouldn't talk in tune.
Well, we like to say with Folding Mr. Lincoln is we like to fold in others that we really appreciate and we like listening to, and they're great singer-songwriters, and they, they influence us. We don't try to write like them or sing like them, but they really, the way that they write also influences us in our writing. So this is one of those.
So yeah, we have a list of. We have a list of what I would call contemporary singer-songwriters that really influence us, and lyrically and from a melody point of view. And there we go. This song is written by a gentleman from the New York folk scene in the mid-'80s, I guess, Richard Shindell. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Richard Shindell. He now lives in Buenos Aires. He's sort of an expatriate, but
His latest CD is amazing.
lyrically he's amazing, and his songwriting and melody is amazing. And this is a funny little song he wrote called "The Kenworth of My Dreams,"
Oh,
and it's about a man who loves his truck.
My old Camaro, I sold my fishing boat. Friend said he would co-sign on a small commercial loan. I shopped around until I found the rig within my means. Put $15,000 down, the Kenworth of my dreams. My sister's husband helped me out. We took that thing apart. Every bolt and piston, well, I knew them all by heart. and I proudly put my name upon the Kenworth of my dreams. But sometimes, laid out on some interstate, I hear those sad country songs, true love found, true love gone. And lately I just turn the dang thing off. A lot of folks just shook their heads, convinced that I lost mine. They said living in a goddamn truck was just a waste of time. To live your life behind the wheel ain't as great as it may seem. So I thanked them all and left one night in the Kenworth of my dreams. But sometimes, laid out on some interstate, I hear those sad country songs, true love found, true love gone. And lately I just turn the dang thing off. Well, lately business has been pretty good, no cause to complain. I haul bourbon up to Buffalo, frozen foods to Maine. Toxic waste or Quaker State, well, it's all the same to me. I'll go anywhere for anything that can work of my dreams. I'll go anywhere for anything that can work of my dreams. I'll go anywhere for anything that can work of my dreams.
So he's just one of a couple what I'd call contemporary folk artists that we're going to play covers of tonight. And the message is not to play a Richard Shindell song and then play a song that we wrote that he motivated us to write, but more or less just sort of a little back and forth between some of these people that we respect and that motivate us. And if you want to draw parallels, you can. That's totally cool. So that's a trucking song, and your first parallel is trucking.
We are big truckers, you can tell.
Yes, and you live in Element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out.
I had a Ford Ranger before that.
It's a mini truck.
Yeah, my car.
It's the opposite.
I use more water washing Teddy, our English Mastiff, than I do
Yeah.
the car.
But when we bought the Element, we bought it because we had 3 big dogs. And then we started the band, and now it's the band car.
Right.
Those are great cars.
I know, we should do a commercial. You're amazed what you can get in that car.
So this is a trucking song, and I wrote this song. This was this is one of Catherine's game songs, Catherine Beeks, not too long ago. Well, no, it's been a long time ago now, maybe a year and a half. And the name of the, if you don't know Catherine, and a lot of you do, Catherine is a staunch kind of supporter and promoter and musician here in town, radio disc jockey. And I think she's still doing the game, right?
Yes.
A couple times a year, maybe not every month or
About every other month.
every other month or so.
Yeah, what's the
Homegrown
title?
hour.
Yeah.
What's the title this time?
This time it's Love Life.
Love life.
Love life.
Well, I've done. We've participated in her little game.
Go to her games.
Yeah, every once in a while. It's been a little while. But the title this month, or when I wrote this song was Next Exit, and I sort of complained to her. I said, that's a lot of consonants, like X's
hard
and
to
T's,
sing.
and it doesn't really roll off the tongue. So I said, can I add a word to it? She said, sure, you can add a word to it, bastard. She didn't call me that, but so I added the word south to it, and the name of this song is Next Exit South. Inside out, long driving night, big moon behind me. I found out the road's not as long when she sits beside me. Next exit south. Next exit south. This ribbon is dark, long and hard. Boy, it gets lonely. Just one more mark. I'll be home with my one, my only. Next exit south. Next exit south. Where I've been, what I've become, what matters to me. And I'll start again on my little patch of nothing, her arms around me. Next exit south. Next exit south. She sits beside me.
I do like that song. Little par
songs are two songs that the full band plays. Folding Mr. Lincoln, we do a little trucker medley usually in our shows. And as Nancy said, none of us are truckers, know much about it at all, really.
I didn't even know what a Kenworth was before we sang that song.
It took
Had to
me
look
till
it
the
up.
end of the song to realize what a Kenworth was. I was like, that kind of truck.
We had to look it up on the Wikipedia.
What's he talking about? Well, I'm looking. It's kind of fun as her and I've been practicing. We have some new material tonight, and you know we've been practicing a lot, and then we were thinking about how wonderful this is. It's like kind of sitting in your living room. It's not our living room, but somebody's living room, and looking out, and all these nice people that we know are here. It's like our CD release party, you know, where everyone you knew out there you knew.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. I appreciate you all being here.
So another really talented singer-songwriter, from the great state of Wisconsin.
Yay, Green Bay!
All right.
Cheese.
Get cheese.
Beer cheese.
Jen and I had a big conversation about cheese.
I'll loan you my cheese hat next time you do this. James, you had to buy a cheese hat.
His name is Jeffrey Foucault.
We got to see him recently at Lestat's.
In October, he was at Lestat's, and so we got to see him. And we recorded our live record, which is here tonight. It's actually going to be one of the raffle prizes. We recorded a live record at Old Time Music last May, the whole band, and we did this song that night. And I mean, we recorded the whole show, and then we took 10 songs from the night, and Nancy and I and David Ibarra, our bass player, were kind of mulling over which ones we wanted to do, and we really liked that song. In fact, we love this song. We love it so much we play it a lot, and so we decided to do it, and I wanted to do it right, so I contacted his publishing company and went through all of the emails and back and forth, and finally, over a little period of time, got my license agreement from Jeffrey to. And it paid my 9 cents per unit, 9.25 cents per unit, or whatever that is, to put it on the record, and we did. And so it rolls around in October, and Jeffrey's playing at Lestat's with Peter Mulvey. And so we were first in line. We were there, and we got to talking with Jeffrey after the show out on the street. He was having a cigarette. And so I kind of started relaying that story to him, and he goes, "Oh yeah," he goes, "I remember the emails." And he's a young guy, but he kind of has this kind of rough little voice, and he says he's having a cigarette. And he says, takes a big puff on the cigarette and goes, "So what's with the name?" So I had to tell him the short version of the Folding Mr. Lincoln story.
Well, the fun thing we got to request, he was up there and he goes, "And a request," because some artists don't do that. And nobody was saying anything, and so Harry, asked for Northbound 35, and he goes, "Yeah, I haven't played it on this tour."
Yeah.
So he played it.
Yeah, we were the old people in that audience that night, and so he said, "Should we play anything? Does anyone have any requests?" And I'm like the oldest guy in the room. I'm not going to raise my hand and say something. But after about 30 seconds, nobody was saying anything, so I took my shot, and he played my song. So anyway, if you don't know who Jeffrey Foucault is, look him up. He's just amazing. He very interesting lyrics, very interesting observations about life, and in 2009, if you're a John Prine fan, Jeffrey did an amazing record, and I would highly recommend you getting it. It's called "Shoot the Moon Right Between the Eyes," and the whole song is John Prine covers, and they're not necessarily the hits; they're kind of the B-sides. Yeah. And the really cool thing about the record is he kind of honors John Prine, and he doesn't really change the melodies or the instrumentation much, but kind of puts his own little twist on it. So it's a real good combination of him and the songs he's playing. So this is another trucking song, and it's called Northbound 35. Northbound 35, through the iron hills, under infidel skies. It's 200 miles to drive, you won't be home. Well, I saw an else-bound train on the overpass, through the driving rain. Every ticket costs the same, to where you can't go. Mustang horses and champagne glasses, anything frail, anything wild. It's a
price. Living motion. What's beautiful is broken, and grace is just a measure of a fall. Well, I drove into your town, past the smokestacks and the ore docks, all down along Main. The sky spun around, the diamonds on fire. We fought all night, then we danced in your kitchen. You were as much in my hands as water or darkness or nothing could ever be held. Mustang horses and champagne glasses. Anything frail, anything wild. It's a price, living motion. What's beautiful is broken, and grace is just a measure of a fall. It's just flashes that we own, little snapshots made from breath and from bone. And out on the darkling plain alone, you light up the sky. '51 driving south. Ain't it funny how, yeah, things they work out. I never even kissed you on the mouth when we said goodbye. Mustang horses, champagne glasses. Anything frail, anything wild. It's a price, living motion. What's beautiful is broken, and grace is just a measure of a fall.
Well, the other great thing about Jeffrey Foucault is he's married to Crystal Horse, who's another one that's excellent, as Crystal knows.
I love her.
So Jeffrey's from Wisconsin, I mentioned, and if you go on his website, it's like any other singer-songwriter's website. There's news, tour dates, links you can press, tour dates. There's a discography, a bio, pictures from him on tour and stuff like that. But he has this extra little link way over to the right side of his page, and it's tackle. like fishing tackle.
He's a fisherman.
A lot of artists have, you can look at their gear, right? Their strings and their guitars, and well, he has tackle. All right. So, actually, Richard requested this song. Richard sent me an email about a week ago and said, "I know it's early. It might be too late, but can I get a couple songs into the set list?" I said, "Sure." Actually, no. He gave me 2 songs. I said, "They're already in the set list."
Because you'd asked me at Rebecca's.
So this is a song called "Lay It All Down," which was our only Folding Mr. Lincoln produced music video, and Annie was one of the stars in it, or the lead persons in it. And Richard and Crystal were there, and Melissa was there, and it was a lot of fun. It was produced or filmed and directed by a young filmmaker I sort of bumped into, and I'll tell that story maybe a little later tonight, but she did a great job, and it's up on YouTube and all of those places. But this is a song, it's sort of my voter remorse song. And when George W. Bush was elected president that first term, I actually voted for him. And with a lot of consternation, I was kind of back and forth.
Moving far to the right on that one.
I live with a Democrat, and she's very liberal, and I voted, and I didn't feel real good about it. And then the minute that war started, I felt absolutely miserable that I had voted for this man. And so this song sort of kind of came out of those feelings.
Never had to lay my hand on another, or ask if what I had to do was right. Never had to send home sister or brother, or be eyewitness to this greedy fight. Lay it all down between the pain and the sorrow. Too many kids, they had to leave this town. Lay it all down and look away past tomorrow. I'm gonna lay what I shoulder down. I'm gonna lay what I shoulder down. It's been with us for a very long time. No longer sure if it will ever end. I hurt for those who had to make that climb. How much more madness do they have to defend? Lay it all down between the pain and the sorrow. Too many kids, they had to leave this town. Lay it all down and look away past tomorrow. I'm gonna lay what I shoulder down. I'm gonna lay what I shoulder down. If I could find a way to shut this cold dark door, if I could find a way to span it all around, if I could only bring back now what was before, I wanna lay what I shoulder down. Lay it all down between the pain and the sorrow. Too many kids, they had to leave this town. Lay it all down and look away past tomorrow. I wanna lay what I shoulder down. I wanna lay what I shoulder down. I wanna lay what I shoulder down. I wanna lay what I
like this, because that's how it was written, and sort of in this, and now the band plays it, and it's kind of rocked up a lot, but it's kind of nice to bring the songs back to this sort of a spot. Let's go to Cowboy Singer.
Okay.
So moving on to really fantastic contemporary folk singers. And this gentleman is no longer with us. He passed away in July, I think, of 2002. But any Dave Carter fans here?
Oh,
You
yeah.
ever heard of Dave Carter? Yeah. He is amazing, and proud to count him as a strong motivation for my own songwriting and melody and lyrics.
He just writes too many words.
He's a hard guy to learn a song off of because he's very wordy.
But they're all good.
And we do a couple of his, but this is one of my favorite songs of his. And his music partner, Tracy Grammer, still tours around. We got to see her, I think,
Yeah.
Spoke Heritage in April of last year. And she's amazing. And she kind of carries his torch. She still goes around and plays his songs and talks about him. And she writes her own songs, but she doesn't necessarily play those often or a lot.
Played a couple of them that
She
night.
did.
That was a great show, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So this is called Cowboy Singer. "17 years she's lived in this world, wide-eyed and wistful, pretty little Mormon girl. She don't know I'm a wicked, she don't know I'm old. Sweet Jesus, forgive me, but she gets in my soul. She believes in the future, in the family tree. She thinks there's a little spark of good left in me. She comes to my door, 'cause she thinks I'll bring her the glamorous life of a cowboy singer. I rise from my bed to her hand at the bell. I look like the devil and I'm feeling like hell. But she don't seem to notice. She steps right inside for to sing me a song that she made up last night. And her voice is a singing with the moon and the stars. She plays so unspoiled on that two-bit guitar, singing love and tomorrow and thank the Redeemer. I duly anoint her a cowboy singer. I'm alone in my room, she leaves me again. I stare at the walls, I feel death closing in. And I like to imagine I'll meet her someday in a land at the end of this lonesome highway. In a high, fine country where the best songs are sung, and the labels don't care if you're old or you're young, and the martins are cheaper, the grasses are greener, and all of the angels, they're cowboy singers, and all Dave Carter, that's another one we would highly recommend. He's really amazing.
I'm gonna take all these notes.
We forgot to tell you to bring your notebooks.
Right.
There won't be
Make-
quizzes and things like that.
We'll send an email out.
I know where to find it.
You know where to find it.
This next song is called It Keeps Me, and this is the first time I think I met Richard several years ago. This is another one of those songs that just sort of sat around and raised its hand every once in a while and said, I'm still over here and I need a verse and a bridge. But it's a song about this exact type of thing. It's about Brenda and all of you and here supporting local music. It's about Rebecca Zering, who owns Rebecca's, and many of the other coffee house and venue owners and promoters that really do this for the love of it and for the joy of local music. It's a topic I've thought about a lot, and so this is called It Keeps Me, and it sort of dances along that little line a little bit. Keeps me pushing down this road on through the night, and running long and hard each day. Keeps me searching for what I know must be right. It keeps me. It keeps me loyal and truthful, and it doesn't cost a thing. What I've come to know. Keeps me reaching for this carousel's golden ring. It keeps me. I've heard your sweet voices, and I've seen your warm smiles. I cherish your precious whispers. It keeps me. Keeps me open and honest, reflective of before. As I sing these songs, keeps me happy, keeps me coming back for more. It keeps me. It keeps me able to share, able to dismiss. You make this all worthwhile. Keeps me honored for friendships fine as this. It keeps me. I've heard your sweet voices, and I've seen your warm smiles, and I cherish your precious whispers. Keeps me warm and safe, unbroken every night. You've opened up my heart. Keeps me steady as I hold it
to the light. It keeps me,
keeps me,
keeps me,
keeps me.
keeps me.
A fair amount of these songs that we're playing for you tonight, the originals, we've not really done anything yet with. We don't play them with the band. The first couple we've recorded already, but those last few we haven't, and we don't know what we're going to do with them. And
Do a
when
Harry
we're
and
gonna
Nancy CD one
when
of these
we're gonna
days soon.
do it. Would you like to do a Hank Williams song?
I would love to do a Hank Williams song. Thank you for asking. We're gonna do a Hank Williams song. Can't go bad there.
I haven't heard too many women sing Hank Williams songs, and I thought that might be an interesting idea. So, and I've got this great songbook of Hank Williams songs. He's written 200 or something songs. That I don't know. There might be 150 or 180 of them in this book. And I have heard women sing Hank Williams songs, and they've always been real beautiful, but they're not the norm. I think normally men sing them. So we were having dinner one night, and I said to Nancy, I said, what do you think about doing a Hank Williams song? And kind of working it up. And she says, if I could sing it.
That's true. So we've Lincolnized a little bit, as we do.
It's called I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry.
Hear that lonesome whippoorwill, it sounds too blue to fly. The midnight train is winding low. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Have you ever had a night so long when time goes crawling by? The moon just went behind the cloud to hide her face and cry. Have you ever seen a robin weep when leaves begin to die? And as I wander through this world, I'm so lonesome I could cry. The silence of a falling star lights up a purple sky. And as I wonder where you are, I'm so lost.